Hello, listeners. Brittany here with another edition of 91 FM Public Affairs for you. Today in studio, we've got David Ratz, health promotions major. He's going to be in here, and we're just going to talk a little bit about getting in shape for summer. It's that time of year again where we've all kind of stopped after spring break, and it's coming to that time where we're all going to be on the beach again, so we got to hop back into it. So thank you, David, for coming in here and getting this booty boot camp kind of started for us. Both men and women can use these tips, so
yep,
it's going to be helpful to everyone. So why don't we just first start off talking about diet? What are the main things we need to know? We're trying to get back in shape. What are the main diet factors?
Well, some of the first things you want to keep in mind about diet is know what you're taking in calorie-wise. So you want to monitor your caloric intake. You don't need to do it every single day, but it's best to do it in the beginning because it'll help you have an idea of what you're taking in. And the reason you want to do this is because in the end, if you want to lose weight, which most people want to lose fat and that in return is weight, you're going to want to burn off more calories than you're taking in. So keeping a track of what you're taking in and then also knowing what you're going to burn, that's a good factor in that. So like you can go on the internet, you can type in your height and weight and if you're male and female and what type of exercises you do, if it's moderate lifting or cardio type of things, and it'll let you know how many calories you should be taking in a day, and then they'll make it easier for you to justify how many calories you're burning.
So if you're like an average woman, like what is the...
Average woman probably takes in about 1,800 calories a day. So if she wants to lose maybe 5 pounds by come summertime, maybe she wants to cut down her caloric intake to 1,500 calories a day. And like you don't need to go drastic or anything. You don't want to do anything that's unhealthy for your body. You still want to take in all your nutrients and everything else, but maybe cut out some of the fats that you take in and just go from there.
Now, like, is there a best way to go about it? Like, you see a lot of stuff out there about keeping a food diary, like listing the foods.
Yeah, actually, keeping a food diary actually helps you know like what you've actually eaten throughout the day. Like, I've downloaded things for my iPod, like apps of calorie counters and other things like that. Most of them are free, and it just helps you recognize what you're actually doing because most of the time, like throughout the day, you may forget like, oh, I ate that snack or I ate this and that. Like you can just munch on things all the time, whether you're watching TV and whatnot. So if you write down what you're eating and what you've eaten, how much, and the serving size, a lot of people don't even realize how much they're actually eating through like the amount of serving sizes and something.
Now, is it important to not only record the calorie intake, but like the fat, sodium, carbs, or...
Yeah, that's a good thing to look at as well. Because fats, there's 9, like in 1 gram of fat, there's 9 calories in that. And in protein and carbs, there's 1 gram of them equals only 4 calories. So if you're taking in a lot of fats, you're taking in a lot more calories than if you would be taking in the same amount of grams through carbs and proteins. And also, you want to stay away from like trans fats and saturated fats and everything. Usually as Americans, we tend to eat a lot more of those than everything else. So if you can lower that a little bit, that helps. But in the end, you got to burn more calories than what you're taking in if you want to lose weight, or even if you want to maintain weight, you need to stay at the same level. You don't want to be eating more calories than what you're burning because then you're going to end up gaining more weight, and that's not going to get you ready for that bikini season.
Now, like, looking at back of the labels, like you don't see a lot of people doing that. They kind of just like look on the front and it says like, you know, it's usually got a green color on it and it says, oh, it's healthier, it's lighter for you. But like, what are some things to look for besides what you just listed? Like some key, like maybe ingredients, especially to stay away from when looking on the back of the box.
When you look at a lot of those, it's like cereal, for example. You want to be looking, if you're going to eat cereal, you want to be looking for a cereal that's low in sugar, high in fiber, low in fat. That's something you don't need right away. You want to stay away from added sugars in the cereal. The best kind of sugar for you to take in would be sugars from your fruits and vegetables and things like that. So you want to have more like complex carbs. Like you want to look for whole grain and everything. That's a better option to jumpstart your day.
Now, when it comes to starting your day, like, is it true that breakfast is the most important?
Yeah, that's definitely true. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day because it will jumpstart your metabolism if you have breakfast right away in the morning, because it's called breakfast, like you're breaking the fast. So you were sleeping all day and now you're breaking that, so you're kickstarting your metabolism back up. And plus, studies have proven that if you eat a healthy breakfast, usually it will continue throughout your day of eating other healthy foods.
Now, like when I wake up in the morning and I'm just kind of like lazy, it's like 9:15. I'm supposed to be in class by 9:30. Like, is there any like just good like quick breakfasts you can get in there?
Yeah, you just grab an apple while you head to class. You can grab a banana. Usually I have a banana every day. Like something easy, you can eat it as you go. And they're filled with potassium, fiber, and everything else. So, and vitamin C, like you're getting a lot of nutrients out of them. You want to look for nutrient dense foods, and all like vegetables and fruits have a lot of nutrients in them. So they're great to start your day off with.
And now like egg whites versus regular eggs.
Um, Egg whites is where all the protein is, but all the nutrients that are in eggs come from the egg yolk.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's cholesterol and everything in there, but it tends to not be as bad of a cholesterol. Like it's not, it's like a good cholesterol, but you don't want to be necessarily eating a ton of those each day, because usually in one egg is almost your cholesterol intake for the whole day. But it's a better cholesterol.
Now, after you start off with a really good breakfast, which is the most important meal of the day, they say if you want to lose more weight, you should eat more.
Well, not necessarily eat more, but you want to space your meals out throughout the day. You don't want to necessarily just have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, like 3 big meals throughout the day where you're starving yourself for 5 hours until your next meal and just chowing down. It's better to have spread your meals out so you have 5 to 6 meals a day and have them be smaller meals. Part of the reason why this is a good thing is because usually when you just have your 3 big meals, you tend to overeat, and that will expand your stomach and everything, so you can actually fit more in your stomach, so you can overeat more before you feel full. But now if you just have smaller meals a day, your stomach's not as expanded, so you don't need to eat as much to feel full. So there's benefits to that. And also, if you're eating every 2 to 3 hours, it keeps your metabolism up.